Mr. Top G.
Top G. I mean, he does look all weird, all fucked up, face is all swollen.
So this fool came out on his Instagram or his Twitter saying the skin's on fire. Andrew Tate, concerned with being poisoned, shares images of swollen face on Twitter. And by being poisoned, he's saying that it's like water, like his bottled water. That's what I've seen, that he's saying that his bottled water is being tampered with. Andrew Tate recently expressed concern over getting poisoned or having a severe allergic reaction to something in a Twitter thread. The controversial online personality shared images of himself looking sick on Twitter, and his followers extended their support and suggested remedies and urged him to seek medical help. The symptoms that Andrew Tate described include a number of things from having swollen face to burning skin and more.
Did you see the video? He's just like breathing all crazy and.
Yeah, he's having trouble breathing. He's
that's some
face
scary
swollen.
Shit. That's some scary shit.
Blood pressure is high off the roof. Skin's on fire. Hard to breathe. Some sort of severe reaction or poison. Only coffee and water. Oh, water. Only coffee and water
in the
so
battle
far today. All appeared in the last 5 minutes.
It's crazy how he's got that accent, but he's like, he was born here. But then I think he was raised.
He's like from Southside Chicago.
Yeah, his dad and shit was out here, and then his mom, he moved with his mom and shit when he was like a teenager, and I think he was raised out there. So I think that's where the accent comes from.
So everybody's telling him that he had allergic reaction, and then
he's like, I don't want to see no fucking doctor. He's gonna inject me with who knows what, and then end up dead.
He says, Andrew Tate says, Andrew is not allergic to anything. This has never happened before. He only had water and coffee today, either an insect bite or some matrix attacks.
It's the glitch.
Some matrix attack insanity in his bottled water.
I mean, fuck.
Refusing doctors and will focus on tea and breathing. We'll keep you all updated.
That's fucking, I mean, I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. I don't know about the whole Matrix shit. But, I mean, if I was,
he says
I'd be
doctors will
too.
inject him with who knows what and kill him.
Shit. I believe him on that. Fuck. I mean, they locked this dude up for like 90 days without any fucking charges. Which is crazy. Fucking, there was like.
I think that was a proxy thing, maybe. Like, that was like, I don't think that, like, I think the Romanian government, since they're up for sale, somebody paid for that.
Oh yeah, the American fucking probably paid them off, because I think they were even trying to extradite him over here. But the witnesses came forward, the chicks, and they were like, "What? Like, this ain't true. Like, all the shit you guys are saying, this ain't true." And then the judge was like, "What are you talking about? You were brainwashed." Like, even the chicks came forward and were like, "This is what you guys are saying, that never happened." And the judge rejected their fucking statement and said that they were brainwashed by this guy. So he wasn't going to accept it. Like, fuck, what the fuck?
That's strange.
I mean, like he said, the Romanian fucking government.
They're for sale.
Yeah, they can be bought.
That's why he moved there.
Exactly. Yeah, so, I mean, look at what happened. It just backfired on him.
Yeah.
They took all his cars, even though none of this shit was under his name. That shit was funny when he was trolling them. He's like, I bought 10 Bugattis. And they were all scooters.
Bugattis.
And he had just 10 scooters. He just rode off in it. But I don't know. That's crazy. And they're trying to charge his brother Tristan with some other shit now, too.
Along the same line?
Yeah, they're still in their investigation. Well, they're on house arrest. Which is fucking... That shit's crazy. All because of what? Like, because of the shit he's talking about? Just because fucking he's just aggressive? I don't know. It's just I don't know. They don't need strong, like, they don't want strong men fucking him being influencing other like boys, you know, growing up and shit. They don't want nobody like being like him. That's why they call him a misogynist. But some of the shit he says is crazy, but I don't think he hates women. He says he doesn't hate women. Like, so
there's also some it's really weird because he has a lot of bozo shit to say, and then he'll have like some amazing shit to say.
Out of every 10 videos, he'll drop like two that are fucking solid, you know.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Did this fool really say this? Like, I seen this one where he was talking about, like, you can't go through life. You have to, like, you could be being a good. So it was about being a good person. And he's like, you need God because, you need God because you could, being a good person, or so it has something to do with that. I was like, what?
They don't want anybody that promotes any type of God or anything like that, because once you remove God out of the fucking picture, once you remove God out of a country, then you're more likely to worship the president, and that'll be your God.
That's why that's the thing about the whole MAGA movement. They look at Trump
like he's their fucking
like
God.
the way that like these other crazy countries like got the, like
oh, you mean like Xi Jinping in fucking China, where he removed religion there too, and he's saying that I'm your God, and it's just like pictures of him.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of, because these guys are like
the people that are like hardcore Trump supporters. I don't fuck with them and shit, because they're just as weird as the motherfuckers on all the way to the far left.
Yeah, it's just
anybody that fucking that for either side, I gotta question them. Anybody that's like 100% on either side, supporting either side.
You gotta be objective in like the things that these people are saying, because there's a lot of fine print that they're trying. It's like they're saying it quick so we won't catch it, but we're like, wait, what did you just say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they throw that shit in. See, you got to read in between the lines. But that's another thing too. Just removing the whole nuclear, like the whole structure of a family, like having a fucking the husband and the wife, and then the kids. Like just having that support system. When you have that type of support system, you're less likely to want to ask help from the government and shit. And they want you to be dependent on the government. So that's why they fucking got rid of, like, that's a whole movement that's been happening for a long time. Ever since what's that shit called, when welfare, when the state started telling the moms, like, don't worry about it, you don't need the dad in the house, like, we'll take care of you.
Yeah, and then they would
whole
even
breakdown of the
they
family.
would even punish. They essentially punish the mom if they happen to get back with the dad and have a man living in the house.
Yeah, they gave you incentives not to have the fucking father or a man in the house. Yeah, they don't want that structure, because if you have a good support system, you're less likely to ask them for help.
And it's easier for women to get control of the kids over the dad.
Oh yeah, the whole system is built to be in favor of the mother most of the time. Not always, but most of the time they're on the side of the mother, even if she's fucking up.
And not to say that there aren't situations where the father being in the life is more detrimental to the kid than not, but more often than not, when I see it, it's just like regular dudes that just want to see their kids.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I went through that shit, and I couldn't understand it. Like, there's so many people that I know that had kids that could give a fuck about being in their kids' lives, and I'm over here fucking fighting to be in mine, and I never understood it. But it's just to hurt, They do it out of spite, because that's the only way they could hurt them is through the kid,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's why they would break down the family, and then that's why he's got a strong voice, because he's kind of like, he's like that voice, like he's giving these kids like direction, Same with Jordan Peterson, they did that to him too, because he was like a father to all these kids that didn't have one.
But that goes back to like the thing we're talking about. That's what I don't fuck with. Is I get all right, boom, he's trying to teach young kids, but again, at some point these kids start being obsessive and looking at him like a god or like a weird, like,
yeah, you could tell which ones are
got like obsessive, like incels too, that like
yeah. Nah, you could tell the difference between those two though. The ones that are just, they try to be just like him and shit. Because there's a few guys like Aiden Ross looks up to him. This other guy named Sneeko looks up to him, and they both try to be kind of like him and shit.
Yeah, there's this what's his name, bro? David Goggins.
Oh, David Goggins is a G.
David Goggins is inspiration. Literally inspired me throughout the duration of my whole body transformation. And
Yeah, I heard
he's
it.
there. He gives good advice. He gives good life advice. He's still speaking facts. He's out there
Stop
dropping
being a little
gems.
bitch.
Yeah, he's on that same stop being a little bitch shit. And you know, I don't think he's I don't think he's out of pocket. You know, I don't think that fool's out of pocket.
Nah, well, he never talks about women though. It's always about himself and just he always puts himself down. You know.
That's what it should
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, the shit that Andrew Tate be saying, it's like it's crazy. But I think all of the
not
shit.
everybody's gonna take it the same way.
But most of that shit, you see the clips that are crazy, they get taken out of context. Like they'll clip that little piece or whatever little pieces, and they'll put something together, and then they'll create the narrative of something. But you gotta watch the whole that whole 1 hour fucking interview. So, and he says that himself. Like all these clips always get taken out of context, and but still, it does sound crazy and fucking. Some kid will see that like, oh shit, I guess I'm supposed to be a pimp or something.
Yeah, right. It's like really, almost like really important information that's so sensitive that if it's delivered in the wrong way, it could mislead somebody instead of helping them. You know what I mean?
But he's doing something. He's doing something because I mean, fuck, look at the lengths at the extent that they're willing to go. You know what I mean? To fucking try and silence him, and it's crazy. He was just a smart guy. They couldn't ban him because he got all his followers to just make videos and post them. You know, so it was really hard for them to ban him and stop fucking having his shit put out there because it wasn't even him at the end. It was fucking all his followers that were like making TikTok videos and clipping them and then posting them and then reposting them and sharing it. Like that's how he blew up.
Yeah.
And fuck, I don't know. We'll see what happens with all that, but it's just strange. All that shit is really strange. I mean, look what happened to Julian Assange. They tried to fucking say he was a rapist too for a while, but that shit didn't stick. And look he's been what did he really do besides expose some corrupt shit? He's just a journalist that was exposing some real shit on WikiLeaks, and then what? He's been locked up for fucking over 10 years now without any fucking real charges? Like they call him a traitor. How's he a traitor? Because he fucking. That's why that quote that says when exposing a crime gets treated like a crime, then you know you're being ruled by criminals. And I think he was the one that said that. I think Assange said that.
Like Snowden.
Yeah, Snowden too. Like what? He's over there in Russia. I think he's like a Russian citizen now, right? Or
and he's like he was right.
And what did he do? Like what did he really do?
They've admitted he was right.
Yeah. Yeah, what did he do besides fucking let us know that we're being spied on and shit? And then, like, in his interviews that he does, he talks about fucking 9/11 and how he was all about it at the beginning, but then he fucking just saw how corrupt the whole government was. Like, they were spying on you in live time and shit, like, while you're just over here. You're fucking, like, that camera will be activated because you agreed to the terms on fucking Facebook. So they're able to fucking access your camera, your microphone, your contacts, all that shit. But yeah, I don't know. Fucking free fucking Top G. He's still basically locked up. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that ends up. It was all these weird shits, like saying that he got cloned or whatever when he first got out, that wasn't really him. And like, they just got bodies of grown ass men just laying around, and they grew him in 3 months or what? I mean, I don't know. Maybe who really fucking
That's
knows?
a big thing. Like the clone thing is.
Yeah, shit's.
It's a big thing. It happened when Kodak Black got out of prison.
I mean, they're saying that
it happened when Gunna got out of prison.
A lot of people, they say they're clones and shit. I mean, fuck, but who knows? It's the invasion of the body snatchers. Who knows? Who fucking really knows? I've always heard that they put the truth out in movies, and then it's all the mainstream media is just all lies.
Man.
Speaking of the mainstream media,